help us understand the kind of convergences, the kind of opportunities that this CEPA creates for businesses on both sides of the spectrum. Already, like my colleague was mentioning, we have a trade worth $10 billion that was clocked in 2025. What more can this CEPA do for trade and economic ties on both sides?
Well, I think over the last few years, the government of India is using these FTAs fairly smartly. And the reason it's called a CEPA is that it goes beyond trade in goods. It includes services, it includes investments, it includes mobility of workers, pacts, all of that. I think the reason why these are important for us at this point of time is that we are actively seeking to diversify markets. We are trying to make up for the setback that we have received because of the U.S. attitude, the U.S. tariffs. We've also seen that when we negotiate CEPAs or FTAs smartly, taking into account the complementarities in the economies with which we are signing the CEPA, we've done this with Australia, we've done this with UAE, and now, of course, this one with Oman. We do find that it leads to a boost in our exports. And particularly in the case of Oman, we expect that some of our more labor-intensive sectors like textiles, garments, gems and jewelry should be able to increase their presence in the Omani market. We saw this in the case of UAE, for example, that our trade post-CEPA in barely 3 years has grown almost by 30%, from $70-odd billion with UAE. It's reached $100 billion. So we can see the impact that CEPA is having. While we try to avoid the mistakes perhaps that we made about in the 90s or early 2000s when we signed CEPAs with countries like Thailand and Malaysia and others, the FTAs, which led to really a damage to India's electronics industry and some of our other key sectors. So I think the trick for us is to be smart about which countries we choose for FTA, at least until such time that we feel confident that we can compete on an equal footing, and we can make sure that the value addition norms that we put in these agreements, as we did with UAE, are respected by the other country, and it doesn't become a kind of a trade diversion from a third country. You don't get Chinese exports coming through the back door into India.